I would like to introduce you to the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, which are discussed as one of the ancient wonders of our world. These gardens are not only a marvel of technological advancement, but they're also a modern-day curiosity. The Hanging Gardens may have been a feature of the palace of King Nebuchadnezzar II of Babylon. The palace itself was built in approximately 600 BC in the center of the city of Babylon, which is located in modern-day Iraq. Legend depicts the possibility that King Nebuchadnezzar II commissioned the construction of an elaborate floating garden replete with exotic plants and trees to be built as a cascade of lush groupings of greens, flowering plants, and trees, and promoted as a gift to appease his homesick wife. Amethyst was a princess who had been used to sumptuous surroundings. While the gardens do not exist currently, they have been a subject of discussion in many ancient writings and are said to have been technologically feasible during the time they would have been completed. Ruins of the palace of Nebuchadnezzar II still exist and are an important topic of discussion since historic preservation in this area of the world is controversial and insufficient. Remains of the original palace exist as an architectural testimonial to the wealth and vitality of ancient cities. Many of the original attributes of this site have been desecrated and do not reflect the grandeur of their history. Additionally, modern-day conflicts have interrupted any archaeological efforts which may have been possible. What exists today is a portion of valid ancient history, punctuated with a dictator's imprint. Here you see the historic remains of the Palace of Babylon. This image depicts Saddam Hussein's efforts to immortalize his involvement. An elaborate palace built as Hussein's own residence now inhabits the site along with remnants from ancient efforts. One important aspect of the palace is the entry, Ishtar Gate. Built from vibrant blue-glazed bricks, which were embellished with colorful images of dragons and oryx, it is still a passage into the once glorified holy city. Though the gate which guards the palace entry currently is a replica, the original survives and is exhibited in Berlin's Pergamon Museum. Significant features are exhibited here as a description of the plan of Babylon. Item 1 is the location of the Hanging Gardens. The processional way, indicated by Item 2, would have led the visitor to Ishtar Gate, described as Item 3. The palace was within the walled city of Babylon, shown here as Item 4. The gardens would have been a masterpiece of architectural and technological ability, consisting of layered terraces, teeming with exotic flowering plants and trees, not indigenous to the local landscape. These terraces are said to have been extravagant, reaching heights of up to 131 feet above ground. Maintaining proper climate for the plantings would have been a challenge, which is said to have been remedied by an elaborate, natural, and constant watering feature, created as chains of buckets delivering water which was being drawn from the Euphrates River. This would have encouraged water to trickle down through channels within the gardens, creating streams and waterfalls, in addition to keeping the soil adequately moist. The structure itself was built as a ziggurat, which was a common building practice in Mesopotamia. Stepped platforms were constructed one atop another, creating a terraced pyramid building. Materials readily available and used during the time of construction of these gardens were mud and baked bricks. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon have been described in the works of historians from the time, though the gardens themselves are only a remnant of literature. There is no physical evidence of their existence. What exists today is a portion of the original splendor of a wealthy city, adorned by modern, progressive, and political influences, as the reconstruction of a new palace. Tourists are treated to the inspiration spoken of in liturgy, along with a visual reminder that our world's history reimagines the past.